working tirelessly to preserve our nation's rich military history. Today, we celebrate a significant milestone as we proudly reopen the AFP Museum to the public, inviting all to explore and learn from the stories that have shaped our nation. At this juncture, may we request the President to do the honors of officially opening the lights of our new AFP Museum. At the count of 3, Mr. President, 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, the new AFP Museum.
As the Armed Forces of the Philippines celebrates its 89th founding anniversary, it reaffirms its unwavering commitment and dedication to the Republic of the Philippines. This year's theme, AFP at 89, Sandigan ng Sambayanan, Tungo sa Bagong Pilipinas, translated as the foundation of the nation on the path to a new Philippines. In line with this, the Armed Forces, together with the Department of National Defense, has operationalized the comprehensive archipelagic defense concept, which initiative ensures that the Philippines can protect and maximize its natural resources, reinforcing its sovereignty over the archipelago.
Whether securing our sovereignty or extending a hand in times of need, we remain steadfast in our duty to the flag, the country, and the people. As we look ahead to 2025, we carry forward the values that define the AFP: honor, service, patriotism. We will accelerate the AFP modernization program, ensuring that our armed forces remain capable of safeguarding our nation amidst evolving geopolitical and environmental challenges. From strengthening our territorial defense to enhancing disaster response capabilities, we remain committed to fulfilling our institutional mandate. Equally important, we will continue fostering peace and development in conflict-affected areas. By eliminating internal threats and transforming former battlegrounds into centers of progress, we will help lay the foundation for a more united and prosperous Philippines. This effort is guided by our new campaign plan, Tatag Kapuluan, which envisions a resilient and secure archipelago through synchronized and holistic national efforts. To every soldier, sailor, marine, airman, and reservist, your courage, professionalism, and unwavering loyalty inspire the nation. You are the guardians of our sovereignty and the builders of a brighter tomorrow.
Awards will now be presented.
His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. is requested for the awarding to be assisted by Secretary Gilberto C. Chodoro Jr., Department of National Defense, the Chief of Staff, Armed Forces of the Philippines, General Romis Browner Jr., and the Deputy Chief of Staff for Personnel J1, Major General Romel P. Roldan. For acts of conspicuous courage, gallantry, and intrepidity above and beyond the call of duty as the Assault Platoon Leader during an encounter with more or less 150 Abu Sayyaf group in Basilan Province on 12 August 2009, which resulted in the neutralization of 10 ASG militants, recovery of 16 high-powered firearms, and rescue of 2 wounded Marines. The Medal of Valor is hereby presented to late First Lieutenant Dhell Jhun C. Evangelista, Officer-14501, Philippine Army. The award will be received by his brother, Mr. Denver C. Evangelista. exceptional contribution and extraordinary services rendered as member of the rotation and reprovisioning team, or the reprovisioning team, who successfully transported the essential provisions, supplies, and personnel for rotation to BRP Sierra Madre, despite the adversity and dangerous action by the Chinese Coast Guard and Chinese Maritime Militia. The Order of Lapu-Lapu in the rank of Kamagi is hereby presented to Lieutenant Colonel Raymond E. Terrio, Officer-14840, Philippine Navy Marines. For acts of conspicuous courage and gallantry above and beyond the call of duty during an 8-hour gun battle against the Bangsamoro Islamic Freedom Fighters Karialan faction, resulting in the neutralization of 12 enemies and the recovery of numerous high-powered firearms and assorted war materials with high intelligence value. The Distinguished Conduct Star is hereby presented to First Lieutenant Dhell C. Officer-19689, Philippine Army. Participation as pilot for close air support, resulting in the neutralization of 7 members of the Communist terrorist group and 1 wounded, and the recovery of 4 high-powered firearms and other subversive equipment and documents of high intelligence value. The Gold Cross Medal is hereby presented to Major Philip Vincent Roy R. Freire, Officer-17388, Philippine Air Force. For delivering accurate and effective fires, clearing the encounter site against 14 members of the Communist terrorist group, which resulted to the neutralization of its 7 members, the recovery of numerous high-powered firearms and assorted war materials with high intelligence value. The Gold Cross Medal is hereby presented to Underwater Operations Man 3rd Class Mark Allen P. Babiera, 891502, Philippine Navy. For the successful conduct of humanitarian assistance and disaster response operations during the occurrence of devastating flash in Davao region, rescuing over 500 families and individuals, and providing necessary assistance to 820 affected families. The Bronze Cross Medal is hereby presented to Staff Sergeant Cardito B. Obatonon Jr., 864457, Philippine Army.
One of the rescuers during the search, rescue and retrieval operation, rescuing 22 individuals and 6 families stuck in floodwaters caused by uninterrupted precipitation caused by Typhoon Karina. The Bronze Cross Medal is hereby presented to Private First Class Julius M. Legaspi, 966441, Philippine Army. For being adjudged as the Armed Forces of the Philippines Enlisted Personnel of the Year 2024, the plaque of recognition is hereby presented to Master Sergeant Jake P. Belino, 838493, Philippine Air Force. The plaque of recognition for the Armed Forces of the Philippines Civilian Human Resource of the Year 2024, Supervisor category, is hereby presented to Attorney Christine D. Gonzalez, Certified Public Accountant, Civilian Human Resource from the Philippine Navy.
The flag of recognition for the Armed Forces of the Philippines Civilian Human Resource of the Year 2024 Employee category is hereby presented to Ms. Diane R. Relato, Civilian Human Resource for the Philippine Air Force. The flag of recognition for the AFP Reserve Officer Training Corps and the Male Cadet of the Year 2024 is hereby presented to Cadet Colonel Almudric M. Francisco, First Class Deputy Corps Commander, Western Mindanao State University. And a Flag of recognition for the AFP Reserve Officer Training Corps Female Cadet of the Year 2024 is hereby presented to Cadet Major Jamaica S. Soriano, First Class Civil Military Operation Officer, PLT College Incorporated.
We shall now proceed with the awarding of the AFP campaign streamers. The AFP campaign streamers are awarded to AFP units to recognize their exceptional in accomplishing the missions as set forth in the AFP campaign plans on internal security operations and territorial defense operations. His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. is requested for the conferral of the campaign streamers. He will be assisted by Defense Secretary and the Chief of Staff, Armed Forces of the Philippines. Also to assist, we have the Deputy Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces and the Deputy Chief of Staff for Operations J3, Lieutenant General Jimmy D. Larida, Philippine Navy Marines. The award is for internal security operations. 1st Infantry Tabak Division, Philippine Army, or the Joint Task Force Zampelan with its commander, Major General Gabriel C. Viray III, Philippine Army, for dismantling the Western Mindanao Regional Party Committee. First Infantry Brigade, 9th Infantry Division, Philippine Army, with its commander, Brigadier General Arsenio D. Sanral, Philippine Army, for dismantling the following units of the Communist Terrorist Group: Sub-Regional Committee Northland, Sub-Regional Centro de Gravidad Northland, Guerrilla Front 21 Sub-Regional Committee Westland, Guerrilla Front 30 Sub-Regional Committee Westland, all under the Northeastern Mindanao Regional Committee.
903rd Infantry Brigade, 9th Infantry Division, Philippine Army, with its commander, Brigadier General Jose Ricky A. Lanyok, Philippine Army, for dismantling 2 vertical units, Sub-Regional Unit Guerrilla, Sub-Regional Committee 3, and Sub-Regional Unit Guerrilla, Sub-Regional Committee 5, both under the Bicol Regional Party Committee. Infantry Brigade, 3rd Infantry Division, Philippine Army, with its commander, Brigadier General Michael G. Samson, Philippine Army, for dismantling 2 guerrilla fronts, Central Front and Southern Panay Front, all of Committing Region Panay.
Naval Forces Central, with Commander, Naval Installation Command, Commodore Florante N. Gagua, Philippine Navy, for executing information operations that effectively disseminate key messages on territorial defense operations and encourage active participation among troops and key stakeholders. Tactical Operations Wing, Northern Luzon, with Acting Wing Commander, Tactical Operations Wing, Northern Luzon, Colonel Johnson T. Graida, Philippine Air Force, for executing information operations and strategic communications that effectively counter misinformation and foster community engagement. And Joint Task Force Peacock, with its commander, Brigadier General Antonio G. Mangoroban Jr., Philippine Navy Marines, for executing information operations and strategic communications that effectively counter misinformation and enhance public awareness about territorial defense.
For almost 9 decades now, you have protected the Filipino people, upheld our democracy, proven that even in the most challenging of times, the spirit of service and sacrifice rises above all. You have never wavered in your mission. You have weathered the darkest storms and risen to meet the most pressing challenges of our time. And in doing so, you have earned the enduring respect and admiration of all Filipino citizens. Today, we go beyond celebrating the strength of your arms or the victories that you have won. we are honoring the ideals that you embody, the ideals of honor, service, patriotism. These ideals that are etched into the fabric of the AFP, making you not only guardians of our nation, but also beacons of hope and pride for Filipinos around the world. In recent years, you have shown us what it means to adapt, to evolve, to persevere in the face of change. You have become an agile and responsive force, attuned to the shifting demands of our security landscape. And this is no small feat. For the threats we face today are no longer confined to our shores or to the traditional battlefield. They are now complex, multifaceted, and at times invisible. The geopolitical developments and tensions continue to test our sovereignty and our resolve. The surge in cybersecurity threats, if unchallenged and unaddressed, will challenge our national security. Meanwhile, the pervasive force of misinformation and disinformation undermines the values that we all hold dear, threatening the democracy we have fought so hard to protect. Despite all of these, the AFP has remained steadfast. You have shown that you are a force for peace, a force of progress and solidarity, a partner in building a stronger, more resilient Bagong Pilipinas. As we commemorate your accomplishments, we must look forward to the future that awaits. The modern age demands that we meet these evolving challenges head-on. It calls for an AFP that is grounded in an understanding of its role in a rapidly changing world. This administration is committed to ensuring that you are prepared for that future. Through the Self-Reliant Defense Posture Revitalization Program, we aim to reduce our dependence on foreign sources and empower the AFP to develop its own capabilities. But modernization is not simply about acquiring advanced equipment. It is about transforming the way we think, the way we act, and the way we operate as a unified force. To enhance our capabilities and preparedness, we are harnessing the latest technologies, reinforcing our strategies and enhancing the skills of every soldier, every sailor, every airman. This ensures that we are ready to succeed in the battles on the field, in cyberspace, for the peace of mind of our people. After all, we are building an AFP that can hold its own on the global stage, one that stands shoulder to shoulder with the world's finest armed forces. As your Commander-in-Chief, I encourage you to remain true to the values that have guided this institution for 89 years. Uphold honor in the face of adversity. Lead with compassion, especially in times of crisis. Inspire with your humanity, for it is your very character that defines the armed forces. Let the AFP emerge as the embodiment of the Filipino spirit, a spirit that stands firm against oppression, adapts to the demands of the time, and always places the welfare of the nation above all else in the future. Kanina lamang ay aking iginawad ang medalya ng kagitingan kay First Lieutenant Dhell Jhun C. Evangelista, o mas kilala bilang Delpot sa kanyang mga kaibigan. Sa kabila ng kanyang batang edad, labis ang sakripisyo at paglilingkod na kanyang ipinamalas upang masiguro ang seguridad ng ating bansa. Maraming salamat sa iyong paglilingkod sa sambayanan at sa lahat ng Pilipino. Ang iyong alaala ay habang buhay na nakaukit sa kasaysayan ng AFP. Itong pasasalamat ay hindi lamang para kay Delpot. Sa ating kasundaluhan, sa bawat sakripisyong inyong binibigay, ang pag-iwan sa inyong mga pamilya upang tugunan ang inyong tungkulin, at papanatili ng kapayapaan sa gitna ng panganib, at ang pag-aalay ng sarili para sa kapakanan ng nakakarami, ipinapaalala ninyo sa amin kung ano ang tunay na kahulugan ng paglilingkod. Bayan muna bago ang sarili. Nasusukat ang inyong galing sa inyong dedikasyon na ipaglaban ang kalayaan, protektahan ang mga walang kalaban-laban, at itaguyod ang mga adhikain ng ating bayan. Makakaasang kayong nasa likod ninyo ang sambayan ng Pilipino, nagdarasal para sa inyong kaligtasan, nagtitiwala sa inyong kakayahan, at umaasa ng patuloy ninyong isasabuhay ang inyong tungkulin ng may katapatan.
The memento is a 2D wall decor featuring BRP Sierra Madre, a symbol of unwavering resilience. The image of this iconic vessel serves as a powerful representation of strength, perseverance, and the enduring commitment of the AFP, reflecting the same qualities demonstrated by our soldiers.